She stood there, arms crossed, tone as sharp as shattered glass, delivering a sentence I'll never erase from memory. "The privilege is over," she said coldly. "From now on, separate budgets." Her words were clean, rehearsed, like a performance review in a boardroom. Only this wasn't business. It was our marriage. I didn't fight back. I just smiled faintly, nodded, and said, "Of course." She mistook that quiet for surrender. But I knew it was the beginning of something else entirely. We had met years ago, two ambitious interns pretending to matter in a world too big for us. She was bold, brilliant, dangerous, the kind of woman who could set fire to a room just by walking into it. I fell in love with her spark, her hunger, and I helped feed it. Introduced her to the right people, guided her through the politics, helped her rise to the top. When she finally became CEO, she forgot who helped her climb the stairs. The change came slow. Calls taken in another room. Trips that weren't for spouses. Passwords that quietly changed. Love had been replaced by protocol. I became her accessory. Polished, quiet, and, apparently, out of budget. The truth revealed itself one evening when I came home earlier than expected. She was in the living room, whispering into her phone, laughing softly, a sound I hadn't heard from her in months. "Yes, next weekend," she said, voice low and warm. Then she saw me. Her expression snapped back to corporate neutrality. "You're home early." That was the moment I knew. Not guests knew. But I said nothing. I memorized every detail instead. She thought cutting me off financially would strip me of power. What she didn't know was that I had quietly been the architect of her empire. Every foundation, every account, every property, my signature was buried somewhere in the fine print. When she said separate budgets, she had no idea I'd already begun separating her assets. A few small transfers here and there. A signature disguised in paperwork. An updated ownership clause she never bothered to read. Piece by piece, I rewired her empire until I was the majority shareholder of the company she believed she controlled. I didn't do it for revenge. I did it for clarity. Sunday lunches were her performance stage. Her family arrived on time every week, dressed in pretense and pride. Her mother, the self-appointed queen, always stormed straight to the kitchen, critiquing everything: food, decor, me. She loved control as much as her daughter did. That Sunday, the stage was set perfectly. Immaculate table, imported wine, catered food, paid from her personal budget. She sat there radiant, smiling, completely unaware that her kingdom was already slipping through her manicured fingers. Her mother, mid-bite, asked, "So, darling, how's the company doing? The papers mention some merger." "Yes," my wife said proudly. "Everything's under my control." That's when I placed a black folder on the table. "Actually," I said softly, "that's what I wanted to talk about." She frowned, irritated. "What's this?" "Ownership transfers," I replied calmly. "Your company, technically our company, has a new majority shareholder." Her fork froze midair. Her mother leaned in, confused. "What do you mean?" My wife's voice trembled. "You're joking." I met her eyes. "You really should read before signing things, love, especially the revisions you approved 3 months ago." The realization hit her like ice water. The memory of me handling her legal filings. The quiet trust. She stopped questioning. Her color drained. Her mother grabbed the folder, flipping through the pages, until she screamed. It was a raw, piercing sound that silenced the room. Later, neighbors said it sounded like someone had died. And, in a way, someone had. She rushed to her study, tearing through files, calling her lawyer, her accountant. But every number led back to me. Every document bore my silent mark. Even the penthouse lease, the one she flaunted as hers, was under my name. She'd taken away my privilege. I'd taken away her illusion. She turned to me, shaking. "How could you?" "How?" I repeated slowly. "You'll ruin everything." I shook my head. "No. I'm just honoring your request. You wanted separate lives. Now you have one. Yours alone." She sank into the chair, trembling, not from poverty, but from exposure. Her mother looked between us, horrified as truth replaced pride. That moment wasn't victory. It was peace. Quiet, necessary peace. The next day, headlines read, CEO steps down amid ownership dispute. She called it a restructuring. I said nothing. Silence was the final power she could never take from me. Now, when people ask about her, I simply say, she's doing fine. And she is just not where she imagined. The company thrives under its new leadership, steady, honest, grounded. As for me, my budget remains separate. Exactly the way she wanted.